Well, and it's so interesting because we talk about all the time in your blueprint mindset work, and especially, we specialize in the home improvement industry, but so many people that I know, myself included, we didn't come from silver spoons. We didn't come from the easiest background. And a lot of times these challenging experiences, like you described, I mean, you had to grow up and kind of act like an adult at a very young age. And luckily
Absolutely.
for you, even with your challenges, you went to entrepreneurship, you went to survival mode. And maybe we talk a little bit about how's that served you, because there's parts of those paradigms that get programmed in with challenge, that service, that fight, that nobody's going to stop you, that you're going to keep going, And that helps you get to the point where even today you're building businesses, you're got that entrepreneurial spirit. But then on the flip side, some of the challenges about love and relationships and scarcity, self-worth. And maybe just talk a little bit about balancing that, moving from there, how you went forward, got into business, got in, to your beautiful relationship that you have today. Maybe take us like to the next phase, taking, and listeners knowing, if you've listened to any of our podcasts at all, we talk about the programs and paradigms we get from childhood, how some of them serve us. And then some of us are what actually are holding us back from that next level.
Definitely. Because paradigms, when we talk about paradigms a lot, and sometimes people just assume, oh, my paradigms must be bad. There are bad paradigms, but then there are some good paradigms. And like Sean hit on, like you've hit on, some of them really have served you and they still do. I mean, that grit and like Charlie Gandell always says, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And you really empower that statement to make the best out of every situation because you almost didn't have a choice. I know a lot of people struggle with that because they had choices, but you didn't have that choice and you've let it lead you to this level of success. And I know that you're going, like, this is just the beginning for you, which is really great to be able to witness.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So it was kind of like a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah.
So on the one hand, I learned how to be industrious and earn for myself. And I learned that tenacity and grit to never give up, to never let anything stop me, and to be a creator of my own destiny. On the other hand, being involved with drugs at such a young age, both dealing and using, created that friendship with that substance and that like paradigm that these things were going to numb and make all this pain go away and all of this okay. Well, what that really did for me is created just compounding issues. Now, through the mindset coaching and through, all of these different paradigm shifts that I've been able to learn over the years, I'm building all these tools that allow me to overcome all these situations without having to numb any of that pain anymore, which has created a much powerful me. So it's allowed me to take all of that entrepreneurial spirit, all of that grit, and really hyper focus that into what I'm truly up to in life, instead of just like floating through life hoping that things aren't going to get worse, numbing them if they do, and things of that nature. Also, becoming a young father. So I became a father at 19, and I've got a lot of kids at this point. I've got 8 children, 4 boys and 4 girls, and seeing how I didn't know what I was doing as a young father, and I was making all of these mistakes, and I was stuck in this paradigm that all of this was okay, that this was just normal life. And this is what it looks like for people that come from where I come from to where I'm at now, to seeing that, my kids really shouldn't see any of this type of stuff in their life. They shouldn't grow up like this. I had to make a real shift years ago to say, this isn't what I want for my family, and I can show them a better way. And unfortunately, my older kids have seen a lot of that struggles, a lot of that drug abuse and addiction, but they also now get to see what overcoming adversity looks like, what, changing your thinking can actually do for your future. So without that shift in mindset and paradigms, I would never be able to be the businessman that I am today and have the beautiful wife and family that I have, and that I'm, lucky to call mine, that I currently have right now.
Yeah. Welcome to the Inner Blueprint Podcast. I'm Sean Foyer, the Universal Mindset Disruptor. With over 20 years of turning blueprints into thriving home improvement businesses, I've learned that the strongest foundations start in your mind. Whether you're building a business or your own success, we're here to reshape how you think and face daily life, and always remind you to enjoy the ride.